We've created a generation of narcissistic women. And what's happened is the rise of social media and the rise of online dating and the rise of feminism has taught women that they are not to blame for any poor choices. Every poor choice is glamorized. So if you want to be a sex worker, it's great. If you want to post in bikini pictures online, it's fine. If you want to be in with it, every poor choice is glamorized, and every internal reflection is seen as gaslighting yourself. So they've even got terms for internal reflection to prevent it happening. And so what will happen is they are trained to not reflect on themselves because we've been told we've been oppressed for so many years. Now it's time to make sure we project. And so we don't take any accountability. And as a result, when we get into relationships, if we don't feel completely soothed all the time, he must be a narcissist. He must be a manipulator. He must be gaslighting.
There's two things that's really alarming to me about this wave of narcissistic women. That's just really, really alarming for me. One, the amount of years it spans. So you would think it'd be 15-year-olds, 18-year-olds, maybe 25. However, I'm seeing it from some as young as 15 and as old as 60. Let me repeat this. As young as 15 and as old as 60. And before you weirdos come on and say, like, you're out here dating 15-year-olds? No, I have a 15-year-old, 16, she's a senior. Whatever seniors are in high school, 16, 17, she's somewhere around that, stepdaughter. So I see how they act. But that's besides the point. They have the same type of quality and traits that I see in women who are older than me by 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And that's what's so alarming for me. As a psychologist, it's alarming that regardless of social media, reality shows, or whatever you put it on, because some of these women are older than a lot of these things that came out. Like, your brain is fully developed. You're essentially a grown adult living your life. And how it has stagnated the mental capacity of so many women. It's a very interesting thing to observe. And to make it even worse, none of you see yourselves as a problem. None of you see yourselves as a problem. Or, I don't know, maybe the problems you see yourselves as is those conventional problems like, oh, I should have left sooner, or oh, this, or oh, that, and oh, this. And you're still doing the same shit. Like, maybe it's truly insanity. Maybe we just have a generation or generations of women who are just truly insane. But now a lot of you are complaining that men aren't coming up and talking to you or wanting to deal with you. And this is a generalization, not to say all of you are just horrible creatures, but a lot of you are horrible creatures. A lot of you are unattractive, and I don't just mean physically unattractive. A lot of you are physically unattractive, emotionally unattractive, financially unattractive, and just downright not good people. You just not somebody intellectually unattractive. Like, you don't know how to have a conversation outside of yourselves. You don't know how to regulate your emotions. There are women I've known for about 10, 15 years now, and I look at them and it's like, damn, you still act the same way you did when we was in high school, when we was in college, when I met you this place and I met you that place. Like, there is really no difference in your thought process of how you act. You still going through the same cycles, having the same issues, the same trouble, and somehow it's still not your fault. That is crazy. You know, I always say after 25, life is your fault. But after 30, I just don't give people the benefit of the doubt anymore. I just don't. And this is part of it. Because there's just no way. There is no way you can go through life having the same struggles and not realize how you the problem in any of them. And not that, oh, I should have left sooner type of crap where you know you legitimately, I'm the problem. Like, I shouldn't have been doing this. I shouldn't have been doing that. There is no way you are 30 something, 40 something, 50 something, and still have no emotional irregularity. And still have no emotional regularity. That show, Unprisoned with Kerry Washington, a phenomenal show, great show. I think a lot of women would benefit from watching this show so you can identify and see how y'all act, because it's a perfect example of how y'all act, from a therapist to regular women to this to that to third, and you wonder why men are passport broing, not dealing with it, or whatever they choose to how they handle it. Is because it's like it's kind of creepy at this point that I could essentially be dating a 45-year-old and she could have the mentality of a 15-year-old. That is a very scary thing because you don't know what that's going to do or what that looks like. So for those of you who want a man, can't find a man, or confused why men not talking to you, sweetheart is you. You can flip it, dip it however you want it. Sweetheart is you. You just got to figure out what the part of you is.